Florida Sports Broadcasting is your official home for high school sports in Clay County, covering schools throughout the district. FSB will provide live play-by-play sports with play-by-play announcers and graphics.
29 seconds on the clock.
Rolling.
Pistol formation, 4 wide receivers. Broughton gets the snap, steps.
Throw it again.
He's going to throw it again. He's got a receiver. That's going to be a penalty. Oh, they end up Fleming. Touchdown! It's a touchdown!
FSB will provide a fantastic opportunity for your business to market your goods or services to a specific demographic. For more information about how you can advertise your business during our broadcast, go to fsbjacks.com or social media at FSBJacks.
Friday Night Lights on FSB. It's BP. It's David Wells. The sun is out. Thank you. We needed that today for a district matchup between Fleming Island and Orange Park. David, as the sun comes out for the little brief bit that we'll have it tonight, the clouds dissipate. What are you looking forward to in this very important first district game for both teams?
Well, these teams have gotten used into the flow of the season. They've had their first couple games. They don't count as much as this one, but it really helps to make sure they're prepared and prepped up for this district schedule. Fleming Island's coming off a loss, but they still look pretty impressive defensively, and Orange Park is going to be able to rally around their veteran quarterback, and we'll hopefully see a pretty good ball game tonight.
Absolutely. We got the entire district in play tonight. Beachside and Ponte Vedra also in a district game. Middleburg playing Hollis Christian tonight. Thank you. We'll get to the national anthem and the beginning of the festivities, and we'll come back for our breakdown right here on Friday Night Lights on FSB. Back after this.
Mr. Chubby's Wings are more than just wings. With a great food and beverage selection, Mr. Chubby's is the home of the original Fleming Island Happy Hour, Monday through Friday, 4 to 7 p.m. You can catch all your favorite sporting events on the numerous TVs, including all Fleming Island football games on FSB. Before or after the game, Mr. Chubby's has you covered, and they're only 0.8 of a mile from the Fleming Island High School campus. You can order online at MrChubby'sWings.com or call 904-272-WINGS. And while you're at it, let Mr. Chubby's cater your next event. Call 904-272-WINGS.
Welcome back, everybody. Friday Night Lights on FSB. It is a district opener between the Fleming Island Golden Eagles and the Orange Park Raiders. Both teams coming in tonight 1-2. It's our second trip of 3 this season to Hoyt B. Courtney Stadium, and we want to offer some love and a shout-out to the Raider Band concession stand, by the way. We'll be over there a little later. They never disappoint every Friday we're here, that's for sure. Let's take a look at what last week had for us. It was rainy, it was soggy, it was humid, it was gross. And it was at the Rock where the Golden Eagle team got run hard by Oakleaf, and I mean run hard. Tonight they march into Orange Park as a district opponent for the first time in some time. Meanwhile, the Raiders were unfortunate recipients of a beating by the Riverside Generals, and they are also looking to get to 500 on the season and start district play off with a dub. With that said, it's now time for the Visitor's View, brought to you by the United Soccer Alliance, Clay County Soccer Club. The home opener for Fleming Island last week started about 8:10. That was 70 minutes past the scheduled kickoff, and while the rain didn't dampen either team's spirits, the Eagles came up short on an interception in the end zone. Despite playing bend-don't-break defense against Oakleaf, they still gave up over 200 yards on the ground, and the offense was not consistent despite some flashes of greatness. Sebastian Broughton went 8 of 12 in the night for 131 yards and a touchdown, and that late interception while running his way through for 75 yards. Demir Jackson held at bay, 25 yards on 7 carries. Fleming was lukewarm on offense last week, David. What do they got to do this week?
Well, 7 carries isn't enough for Jackson. We need to make sure we get him the ball first and foremost. But Sebastian Broughton is – I'm circling back to him coming back to his background roots. You know, he used to be a quarterback that would held onto the ball for so long that it would be an issue that he'd take too many sacks or that he'd make mistakes or have interceptions. Now he's getting the ball out of his hands so quickly, those down-the-field routes aren't there anymore. So I want to see him hold on to the ball and, especially in key situations, be able to dance around a little bit like he used to.
Absolutely. On the defensive end of things, this Golden Eagle team managed to hold Oakleaf to 17 points, which is a season low for the Knights. But they gave up 228 rushing yards courtesy of Deuce Foy. Moral victories aside, there were moments to cheer for as the Stars, like David Smith, he had a night with 7 total tackles and a leaping interception. Never not working Nate Van Hoff got into the stat column with 5 total tackles and 2 sacks. He leads the team with 4 this season. What kind of impact will the defense have tonight for Fleming?
Never not working Nate Van Hoff, absolutely. He sets the edge on one side of the defense. Jarius Rogers is the pass rush to the other side of the defense. Sebastian Cruz contributes in that quite well as well. But it was David Smith last week who was the star of the show, his best high school football game by far, and he's going to try to follow that up with a good performance here tonight and plenty of opportunities with his run game.
Absolutely. We're happy you're with us tonight on Friday Night Lights on FSB as we run a bit of a 2-minute offense here. BP alongside David Wells and our entire crew here on the corner of Kingsley and Blanding. We invite you to follow us on social media everywhere at FSB Jacks. And you can also hit that YouTube subscribe button, would you, and keep abreast of our next broadcast. Let's take a look at the home team report now, brought to you by First Baptist Church of Orange Park. So the Raiders were on the road last week against Riverside, lost a lopsided contest, 54-14. To Riverside's credit, though, they've swept everybody they've played in Clay County so far. The Raiders come into tonight's game looking to bounce back and notch a win in the district against Fleming, who they took to overtime last season here at home in a thriller. Quarterback Gabe Taylor last week, 11 of 22 for 127 and 2 touchdowns, both of those to Quentin Moore. He led all OP receivers with 76 yards on 5 receptions. Taylor led the rushing stats with 61 yards on 7 carries. David, we've watched these guys before, and this Raider offense has struggled despite having some talent. What do they need to do on offense against a very athletic Fleming Island defense?
Well, it's being able to hit them with a certain level of physicality they're not used to seeing from an Orange Park team. They're an I-formation team that really likes to run downhill as well, and it's great that they have somebody on the outside to take away defensive attention, because there really wasn't much to threaten the safeties deep, letting them crowd into the box and make tackles. So having that extra dimension is going to really help out Orange Park, and love to see that quarterback Gabe Taylor is a good target to throw to.
Defensively for the Raiders, it hasn't been a picnic, and they've given up a lot of points in 3 games. In comparison to Fleming Island's offense on paper, this looks to be a pretty even matchup, but there's enough speed and talent on that other side of the ball in green and white that you can throw the stats out the window. So if you're head coach Marcus Wimberly, what is your focus tonight to keep Fleming Island's offense at bay?
It's using the length and speed at defensive back. They do a lot of things with their cover 2 coverage where they like to have 2 safeties deep, but you need to be able to have those guys line up in multiple positions and rely on their speed, especially if they're underneath cover guys.
Orange Park has won the toss, and they will defer their option. Actually, no, believe they're going to receive the ball first, if I understood correctly. So we'll flip it around and get that confirmed for you, as I just happened to catch that myself. Yep, no, they have deferred their option. So they will kick to Fleming Island to get things started. Orange Park will come from right to left as you're watching it. So keys to the game tonight for Fleming, David.
So keys to the game for Fleming is operate up-tempo, being able to go up and down the field and do things the way that the offense was designed to do. You've been going against juggernauts defensively, and now you're trying to figure out how your offense is supposed to look if you were going to go through it on day 1 install. Go back to basics, find the speed.
Absolutely. I think Sebastian Broughton must play out of his body tonight, but not out of his mind. He needs to stay focused, do the things that he can do physically, but keep your eyes on the prize. Need to establish a run game with Jackson in order to open the pass up. They didn't do that very well last week against Oakleaf. They need to set run up to go to pass. And tonight should be a stellar night for the defense. David Smith had a game last week. We had Sebastian Cruz with a game last week. You know, the defensive stars really shine. Over to Orange Park before we kick here, David.
So Orange Park needs to be able to step their game up defensively, especially on the defensive line, get after the quarterback, disrupt things for Sebastian Broughton. I don't think I see enough pressure from this Orange Park front to impact games.
So for Orange Park, I think Taylor's a good quarterback when he has time to throw or decides to run. So they need to protect him very well tonight. Got to win the line of scrimmage and extend those drives to keep Fleming Island tired. We watched it last week against Oakleaf. When they extended drives, Fleming Island got super tired. And Q Moore, he's a good two-way player, but he needs to have his night offensively this evening.
You need to see a little more out of Q Moore. Okay, gotcha.
A little more out of Q Moore. Yeah, he's got to have his night offensively. We're going to kick off right now. And we are underway here at Courtney Stadium. Sebastian Cruz gets it at about the 18-yard line. Find a wedge, gets tackled around the neck, and then he hits the turf, and that is it.
And we have an update on Sebastian Cruz's offers. It's going to be SMU, it'll be Georgia Tech, West Virginia, as well as the Army and Navy academies. So he's got plenty of college options ahead of him, Sebastian Cruz.
Lots of opportunities for him in Division I football. We're very excited to follow that as we move along here with 1st and 10. Fleming Island starts off with the ball. Sebastian Broughton will get things going on the offensive side. Definitely drier than it was last week, David, that is for sure. I will take drier conditions and a little bit of breeze any day of the week. 1st and 10. Just shy of the 30-yard line, coming out in a 3-wide formation, and Jackson is not in the backfield. That is Digman. Kind of throw a little tunnel screen. That's Trace Burney. Get that man in space, and you better look out. He's going to get a first down all the way to the 40-yard line. Good play design and good execution on the first pass.
So we did see Jackson get a little dinged up at the end of last game. Apparently he might be out for this contest. Therefore, 23's got big shoes to fill here. He's a bigger running back, a downhill guy, not much of a receiver, but a first down back for the Fleming Island Golden Eagles.
And if anything, he can get in the backfield and block for Broughton when he decides to improvise and keep those linemen from going downfield. First down and 10, 40-yard line, just underway here. Burney will come out of his slot and line up. They'll give to Digman over to the right side. Got a good hole, a couple of really good blocks. He'll get across the 45-yard line, and that's where they'll call him down after a solid gain. And
I think he has the role because he's got stronger legs. He's got that leg drive to get low and bend at the waist, get those extra yards.
Well, it's 2nd down and 5. Happy with us tonight on Friday Night Lights on FSB. The sun is out and hiding behind clouds and trying to dodge rain. Hopefully that'll just stay the heck away tonight. I would like to have some dry in the month of September.
Oh, that'd be nice.
4 wide. Broughton steps, throws right over. There's that slant right over the middle. Trace Burney shakes a couple of tacklers. He's got a blocker, crosses the 30 to the 25 to the 20. Into the red zone we go, and there's that over-the-middle passing game we've been waiting to see from Sebastian Broughton again.
Yeah, taking a short completion and turning into a long run there. You know, hitting your receiver in stride is just as important as completing the pass. Because that what takes a minimal gain into a great production there by Trace Burney.
And once you get him in space, forget it. He will do all the work for you. And he had a blocking receiver down there as well. 10.5 minutes to go in this first quarter. In the red zone for the first time, Fleming Island threatening. They'll line up in pistol. And Digman will come to the right side. They'll give. He'll go over to the left side. He's got a hole, missed tackle, fall all the way down into about the 2-yard line, and that will be enough for 1st and goal. Fleming Island looking good on this drive.
Digman took the hit to the defender there. He gave a little shoulder into the guy instead of trying to cut away. So delivering the blow instead of taking it. That's how the downhill run style of Fleming Island is going to be tonight.
Very methodical drive from Fleming Island. This is about as crisp as a first series as we've seen from them this year. So far, right on day one install, basic offense.
And up-tempo.
Up-tempo. In the shotgun, ball gets bounced. Sebastian Broughton will do what he does, rolls out of the pocket. A host of Raider defenders will try to tackle him, and they end up pushing him into the end zone for the touchdown. They had him in the backfield, and then he wiggled away, as the worm does.
Yeah, one of those moments where Coach goes, no, 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 and the, yes.
Touchdown, Fleming Island, just like that. Comes at 9:39. That's a Worldwide Automotive touchdown. Worldwide Automotive, the official touchdown sponsor of FSB. Parker Sertivan will try the extra point. Out of the hold of Broughton. Snap, a little high, and up and good. And you got to watch this Orange Park team on that edge on the left side. They like to block kicks from that angle. So.
Well, they got very athletic players in the defensive backfield, and those athletes with length can run and dive and get those punts or get those extra points.
So again, 9:39 to go. First blood goes to Fleming Island. It's 7-0. Orange Park will have their first series on offense. Now, last year, this game right here at Courtney Stadium was interesting in the beginning. It opened up, and then the scoring dried up. Then the second half, we had some more action. Next thing you know, it's a turnover here, a mistake here. Then Orange Park ties it. Fleming Island tries to drive, fumbles the football, goes to overtime. I'm not sure if we're going to see that tonight, but these two teams have already set a precedent for one another. And now the fact that this is a district game, much more riding on the line tonight.
Oh, the bar is set just that much higher. You know, these teams got to go after each other every single week. Being so close to each other, too, they got to find a lot of common ground both on and off the field.
And again, Class 5A District 3, all in action tonight. There are 2 district games. Middleburg is the outlier. They have a game against Hollis Christian Academy, so in a 5-team district, they will have the odd man out this week. Sertivant sends it up, and that's a touchback. Out of the end zone, no less.
Excellent kick, Parker Sertivant. Wow.
What a strike. First time we've seen him do that this year. They get Beachside and Ponte Vedra in action tonight over in the Shark Tank. Middleburg at home tonight. We'll try to get you some updates on those scores a little later.
Absolutely. Out here, we're going to see the Fleming Island defense led by their 2 inside linebackers, Kyofi and Witt. Both guys are very talented. There's 2 defensive ends, also studs. That's never not working Nate Hoff, number 8, at the top of your screen, and Jarius Rogers, their long, athletic Division I pass rusher, number 9 at the bottom.
That is not Gabe Taylor at quarterback. That is a wrinkle that we have not seen yet. And then the ground game. Here comes Orange Park. Brock Aflehi with the carry, and number 15, Dawson Smith, by the roster we have here, was in a Wildcat. And I think we're going to have, so we have James Waters, who's listed as a sophomore, and he's out on the field right now, but he's not lined up as a quarterback. So we've had a change apparently. Gabe Taylor not in the game. See if we can get some information on that. Snap bounces. He bounces off a tackler. That's going to be a loss on the play. I'd say that's Q Moore.
Well, it looks like that we might be seeing Gabe this week. It looks like he might be in the injury report for Orange Park, but hopefully we can wish him a happy recovery soon. We're looking at a new quarterback, but still having to run the system to where they go to the sideline, get the play call in, then go back to the huddle to regurgitate the play call. It's a very long process.
So it looks like we've had a change in number, and our information doesn't seem to be correct here. So they're saying this is Quentin Moore, who is normally listed on the roster as of earlier this week, was listed as number 80. And that's going to get hit in the backfield, and you can forget it. We get a loss on the play down to the 25-yard line.
Excellent play by Kyofi there. That was a tackle behind the line of scrimmage from his depth linebacker position, splitting through a gap and running full speed through the ball carrier.
Austin Mills was the carry. And that'll bring up a 3 and out. Orange Park will have to punt. Brock Aflehi has been the punter, also lines up as wide receiver. Ryder Fulmer has been a kicker for Orange Park, and we understand he's been injured. Cruz and Bernie back deep for Fleming Island at the 45. High snap, recovers, little end-over-end punt. Cruz waves it off, it'll take a bounce, and looks like it's gonna fall dead right at the 47-yard line, maybe the 48. And that's where Fleming Island will take over.
All right, well, Sebastian Broughton gets another crack at it here. He had a very efficient drive last time, but this time we'll see if we can stretch the ball down the field just a bit. Don't really need to if they're going to run with power like that, as Jackson is coming into the ball game.
And there he is, Demir Jackson, number 7. Didn't start this game. And again, we've kind of understood that Jackson is a bit of a personality on the Fleming Island team, and has had some words to say in the past that have gotten him in a little trouble. So he's probably had to sit out for discipline, and here comes a wrecking ball.
But he runs angry.
And a flag on the play, and this might be in the vicinity of what they call holding, and that is exactly what they're going to get. So again, Fleming Island, feast or famine sometimes. They do really well and play consistent, and then they'll start another drive, and here comes the flag.
Well, in the penalty department, it's all or nothing. It's either they have 7 for over 100 yards or they have barely any. It's the things that snowball, especially when the other team gets a little chippy.
So first down and now 20. 7:18 to go in this first quarter. Happy you're with us tonight. Friday Night Lights on FSB, brought to you by First Baptist Church of Orange Park and the United Soccer Alliance Clay County Soccer Club. Also brought to you by Mr. Chubby's Wings.
Oh, yeah.
Our favorite place to hang out after a ball game. Home of the Fleming Island Happy Hour. Don't forget to subscribe to that YouTube channel. You can watch this game on demand every time. Broughton swings it out to Bernie. Great catch, good hands. Bernie's got a lane. He is gone. Up the field, crosses, gets the first down. Just shy of the 40-yard line. They'll spot him at the 39. Trace Bernie. The burn and Bernie is coming out tonight. We've been waiting to see this.
Oh, absolutely. It's his coming out party. He's been our highlighted receiver for Fleming Island for a couple of weeks now, but we haven't seen him get enough volume or enough attention to really garner more than, that kid's fast. But now you can see that he's dynamic with the ball in his hand. He has the ability to make defenders miss, read blocks, and explode for first downs.
And he does have really good hands, too. Also a basketball player. You got to have good hands to do that. Stoppage of play here. And a timeout being called by Orange Park. Let's take 30 seconds with them. 6:57 to go in this first quarter. Fleming Island 7, Orange Park nothing. Fleming Island's got the ball. You're watching Friday Night Lights on FSB. We'll be back after this quick timeout.
First Baptist Church of Orange Park was founded in 1921. Suffice to say, much has changed in Orange Park, Clay County, and the world since then. Though much has changed in the world, our mission remains the same. We are a church intent on fulfilling that mission and are strategically engaged in our community through partnerships with local schools, sports teams, veterans organizations, and more. We are a family equipping church. We invite you to check us out at firstfam.org or join us in person at 1140 Kingsley Avenue, Orange Park, Florida.
Friday Night Lights on FSB. Welcome back, everybody, in the 7-0 ball game. BP alongside David Wells and our entire FSB crew. Garrett's back on the camera tonight, feeling better. Glad to have him with us tonight. That way Ray can hang out in the box with Courtney and not get wet. First down. Broughton steps back, plenty of time, throws, caught a little low, but that's a completion right down to the 20-yard line, and give it to Eric Gentry, also the backup quarterback.
Yeah, in the stat column, that's a completion, 100%. Book it, counts. But did leave a couple yards in the field there.
Yes. Gentry also pretty sure-handed, got some good speed himself. Back in the red zone again. 20-yard line.
Here comes this quad formation that forced a timeout. All right, that number 13 is an ineligible wide receiver. He cannot go out for a pass.
He's going to go into the backfield. And they're going to give a keeper, and that's a touchdown. Sebastian Broughton takes it himself, and he will score.
You can barely see it. It's just a wall of white over there, and Sebastian Broughton just squirts out of it and scores.
Sebastian Broughton on the ground for his first worldwide automotive touchdown. "20-yard run from Sebastian Broughton for the score. Sertivan will come out for the extra point. Yeah, that was an effortless run by Broughton. Just found a hole on the left side, and that was it.
Yeah, 2 quick touchdown runs for Sebastian Broughton to get started here. Nicely done getting it done with the legs.
Snap, kick is up, and Sertivan is money. 6:21 to go in the first quarter. 14-0. Fleming Island with that early lead. Orange Park has had the ball 3 plays.
Yeah, and they were shocked by 4 receivers on one side of the ball. That's an odd formation, but not the most creative thing in the world to see. And they didn't have enough bodies on the opposite side from that quad formation, and Sebastian Broughton could walk into the end zone because there's nobody spying him.
So, yeah, that was what they call eye candy.
Absolutely. Put everybody over here. Let's run it over there.
The old window dressing, yes. Let me tell you, the atmosphere tonight, though, starkly different from the last time we were here. Everybody is out tonight. The band is played at full force. The crowd is filled up a little bit, although kind of staying away from the rain. But They know how to throw a football game here at Orange Park, that's for sure. Let's see if the Raiders can come back on offense and get down the field. They had a good run early, but everything after that seemed to be off script and off kilter.
Yeah, so far this is not looking really well for Orange Park here. They're not able to rush the passer here and get Sebastian Broughton to the ground, and offensively they're having trouble just getting in and out of the huddle.
Parker Sertivan on to kick. We'll have to keep the meter running on this to see how many touchbacks he nails tonight. That one's high, end over end, and into the end zone he goes. Another touchback, and that one a little shorter than the last one.
As we say on every broadcast when it comes to Parker Sertivan, it is such a weapon to have a kicker at the high school level, especially in the state of Florida, because when the ball goes over the line, it's automatically a touchback. If you have a kicker that can consistently kick touchbacks, it's preventing those gigantic returns. I can almost promise you every time we kick the ball deep, back when I was playing, that guy who was ever back there was way more athletic than our second-string linebacker and would almost always score.
Absolutely. So that's what you want. You want to not give up the free yardage on that one. Just put the ball on the 20 and be done with it. So from our understanding, we believe this is Quentin Moore at quarterback. We'll see if we can get some corrections on this a little later. But most of the roster, as we understand it, is good.
Yep, 2 men moving at the same time there.
Snap, kind of run a power formation. No blocking on that one. Fleming Island all over it.
But it should have been a procedural penalty. One man motioned and the other man motioned as well. The second one did not come to a stop by the time the play was started. So that's an illegal shift.
Nonetheless, it turns into a loss. It's now 2nd down and 11 at the 19-yard line. James Waters, at least we believe that is James Waters, coming out. 2nd down and 11 for the Raiders. Trying to mount a drive here early. They need to do so quickly or this will get out of hand. Fleming Island's offense looking good tonight. They'll come out in 3 wide. Single coverage on the outside, and then they'll back off, look like cover more zone. Possible blitz, here we go. Throw it away from the blitz. Get a good couple of blocks, and he escapes. Yeah, that's a really solid run here. Dylan Ruiz, another name that we've called quite a bit here on FSB. He's got some speed in the open field.
And like you said, BP, what an excellent play call for the blitz. You know, they're coming up the middle, and you throw that quick swing pass out to the outside. You have an extra man blocking in front of him, too. Easy yardage and a first down.
And that is a first down for Orange Park. They got a drive going here. Move the 6 for the first time tonight. Cross the 30 to the 32-yard line. And again, Orange Park tonight has to sustain drives. They've got to churn some clock and keep Broughton off the field. Already seen 2 quick touchdown drives. They want to have a chance in this game. They got to extend something here. Get a snap, quick toss out. Slipping defenders, a little slip and slide action, and maybe got to the line of scrimmage.
And once Jarius Rogers gets his hands off you, you're going down.
Austin Mills on the carry. He took the toss here. Had a defender kind of slide, footing in question now. It's been raining constantly this week in Northeast Florida. I'm surprised that we don't have any tonight. We're not going to jinx it, but every day this week it has just been sopping wet. All the JV games yesterday got rescheduled in this area. So this is the only thing that's happened this week in terms of football.
And these field conditions for Orange Park are phenomenal given the circumstances.
Right. You would normally expect this to be a sloppy mess, but Turf doing a real good job here. 2nd down, high, snap. Manages to catch it at that point, just get what you can get, and he comes around and might have gotten back to, he actually gained a couple of yards on that one to avoid a huge loss.
Well, there was nobody downfield, so I assume that would have been a pass play. He probably could have thrown that one away.
And they are backing it up now. Looks like he got to the original line of scrimmage now, so it's 3rd down and 10.
And you see, this is always the toughest part about playing quarterback with a system that goes to the sideline. You have to produce these great wrong runs, and even though you might not have gained any yards there, you just ran 55-plus yards just trying to run around for that fumble. Now you have to run back to the sideline, back to the huddle, get the play, and your break's over.
Yes, there you go. Coming up on 10 on the play clock here. Again, we've watched Orange Park their biggest enemy has been procedure penalties for delay, just trying to get those plays in. Bunch receivers to the right, get a snap, better snap this time. Drops back to pass, throws that, and that's going to be tipped and intercepted. And oh my goodness, David Fuentes almost got a little bit of a belated birthday gift.
Just beyond his fingertips. Full extension there. Great effort for the ball, but you got to make sure you come down with that one. Got to time your jump a bit better.
So the Raiders get a little bit more of a drive here, but then now they're going to have to punt. Sebastian Cruz will go back deep, and Trace Burney will also join him. They've been running that 2-deep set on punt returns all season. The Flea, he lines up the punt.
Looks like they're going to go full return on this one.
Fleahy's punt comes up. That coverage team will get right under it. Cruz away for the fair catch, and he'll catch it right at the 43-yard line.
Nice hands.
Fleming Island will take over. Great hands on that one. So again, happy you're with us tonight. Friday Night Lights on FSB. The tradition resumes. All of us here tonight, full team effort. Got a couple of exciting games up this weekend in the college game. NFL's in full swing. Kind of a bummer about Tua Tagovailoa, though, man.
That was a rough one last night, absolutely.
Yeah, that was rough. I know in the area, Nico Carroll, he's and his brother, they run the Jacksonville Athletic Academy Christian College. They run their football program out there too. His brother playing in the league. He knows all about that. Go over to Digman, who runs over right tackle. He's got a hole in space. Shakes a little bit. Not a little nifty move there across the 40-yard line to the 42.
Now, it takes a lot for him to get turning, get redirected, even make moves in the open field. I think he thought he was going to turn to the outside and just saw this last-second opportunity, put a foot in, got an extra 4 yards. So, nice job trying to stay north and south. That is definitely the goal and what the game plan was. But a little shimmy in open space. We'll love it.
Not bad. I'll take it. First down and 10 into Orange Park territory again. They'll come out with 4 wide receivers. Again, Fleming Island likes to start in that pistol, and then they move the running back up to kind of see, and they'll fake to Digman. Broughton throwing deep. He's got single coverage. That's going to go a little over his head.
Oh, but a little early on that arm bar.
Just a hair, and they're going to get the PI. Eric Gentry interfered with, tried to make that sliding catch, and that'll be a penalty every day of the week.
Well, it's a tale as old as time. You got to turn and locate the football. As soon as you see the eyes of the receiver glow up and turn into big saucers, you need to make sure your head turns and finds the ball.
15-yard penalty. We'll move it just into the red zone. Yeah, again, they gotta try not to tangle up with the arms on that one, because officials will call that no matter what level every time. A discussion right now. I don't know why you wouldn't take this penalty. Okay, now they're just measuring yardage. So they'll spot the ball after he comes to his resting point at the 23-yard line. So not quite a third consecutive red zone trip yet. 2:47 to go in the first. Fleming Island trying to go up by 3 touchdowns here. They've scored every possession. They'll get a snap. Fakes to Digman, who roll out to his right. Tries to avoid some pressure. Nasty move. Throws it over the middle. Caught. And that is another Fleming Island touchdown caught by Tristan Stevenson, the sophomore. But we have a flag on the field, and it might be holding. The official saying, wave it on back. That's the difficult part about having a mobile quarterback like Broughton, because your offensive line has to have that awareness. Otherwise, it's up, down, all day long.
Oh, being able to know where your quarterback is really tough when he can cover the entire field with his legs.
Check the call here. And they're actually going to call personal foul on Fleming Island, and there was a hold on the defense. So those penalties offset as if nothing happened.
It was a very late personal foul call, too. You could argue that personal foul was after the play, so that takes the touchdown off the board. But another non-football related penalty on Fleming Island.
Off for the improv by Broughton. They'll bunch the receivers up on the far sideline. Give to Digman over left tackle, finds another hole. He's got a good burst through the hole today. You get a couple of yards down to about the 16-yard line.
Yeah, so that north and south running style is really helped out by your offensive line creating and maintaining push. As long as they're able to do double teams up to linebackers, they outweigh these defensive tackles significantly. So getting that second level is a lot easier on a double team than it is trying to do it yourself.
Second down and about 4. Second and 3 officially. Slide Bernie across the formation. Fake it to Jackson. Rolls out again. Broughton looks to step up. Stutter steps and rolls again, looking to step up. Fires to the back of the end zone, and that was not close. Bernie's a good receiver, but he is not quite that tall.
He's not Kevin Durant.
And fires that into the end zone, 3rd and 3. Stops the clock with 1:49 to go in this first quarter. That has seemed to have dragged on for a while.
Well, they're trying to get Sebastian Broughton a nice statistical performance here. They did 2 straight play action plays. They're really trying to lull the defense to sleep here. But they're not blocking the end man on the line of scrimmage either by design or, by missed assignment. And it's Sebastian Broughton having to dance just to get the play started.
3rd down. Again, they'll bunch up again. Jackson in at running back. He goes back into the pistol now. Snap, Jackson fires through the hole. They'll have to carry him through. Shoulder roll. And that's a touchdown, but we've got a penalty flag. Let's get the call. Jackson with a good authoritative run into the end zone, but let's see if Fleming Island gets backed up.
Yeah, and these Fleming Island offensive linemen are forcing these defensive linemen for Orange Park to peel themselves up off the ground after every single play. Absolutely dominating up front physically.
Holding is the call on Fleming Island. They'll back him up 10. Makes it 3rd and 13 at the 26.
At the end of the day, football gets to be a pretty simple game. My guys are stronger than your guys. I'm probably going to win.
And not quite a 10-yard penalty, actually. Looks like that hold was called downfield, so it's 10 yards from the spot. They'll back it up to the, can't see here, the 18-yard line. So 3rd and 5 now. Broughton gets the snap, looks, plenty of pocket, pressure comes in, throws to Bernie. No, I'm sorry, that was not Bernie.
It was Jackson.
Jackson, who was out of the backfield. That bounced off the turf before he could cradle it. And that brings up 4th down and a rare stop for Orange Park here early in this game. That's a big money stop for their defense.
Absolutely. It's Parker Zerdovan to come out here in the field and attempt a mid-range field goal, especially for him. But nicely done by the tackling there of the or maybe the pass coverage of the Orange Park faithful.
That's a 4-point swing for the defense, so if you're the Raiders, you're taking the victory. Zerdovan will march out from 35 to try to add 3 on. Out of the hole to Sebastian Broughton. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up. And he's no good. A very rare miss.
Yeah, especially from inside 30. He's pretty consistent there. So that's definitely going to be tough for the Golden Eagles to swallow that one.
And that becomes a huge stop now for Orange Park as they kept Fleming Island off the scoreboard completely.
Now let's see if we can get an offensive drive together here, put together a couple first downs, let our athletic quarterback find some space.
1:31 to go in the first quarter in a 14-0 game. Fleming Island scored on their first 2 possessions. Orange Park has not been able to sustain a drive, but their defense bowed up. A couple of penalty assists there, and Fleming Island comes up empty on the scoreboard. We get a snap, fake. Trying to look for a receiver, throws it, that's caught. Great pass, and then bounced right out of his hands. Incomplete, did not complete the catch. That would have been a really solid gain to the 35, but it played a little popcorn with him, didn't maintain possession all the way through. 2nd and 10. So
one thing you see with Orange Park is that there's no more I formation in their offense anymore. Now it has to be this run and shoot offense. It has to be this spread out speed attack for them because they can't run the downhill scheme without their veteran quarterback.
Otherwise, good play. If he can just stick the catch on that one, it's a solid game. Be their longest passing game of the contest so far. Second down. Blitz coming. High snap. Try to run quarterback power to the right side of the formation, and now we've got some movement here, and that was a solid run. All the way across the 35 to about the 36.
So he's not pigeonholed into the Wildcat role, although he is a pretty good runner, as we saw there. He did throw a couple passes, but those quarterback sweeps and those quarterback runs allow you to have one extra blocker in formation, and that one extra blocker really gets important at the second level when they can block linebackers and create holes to open up for runs like that.
Spot the ball down at the Orange Park 39-yard line. Under a minute to play here in this quarter. Come out in 3 wide. Fleming Island looks back in their base defense. No pressure coming here on this play. Get a snap. Quarterback keeper all the way. Tries to wiggle through the blocks. Quentin Moore does indeed get a couple of yards on that play, and that has been confirmed. That is number 15 tonight, Quentin Moore. Usually wears number 80, but it's wearing a quarterback number tonight.
It's going to be interesting to see where the safeties for Fleming Island align here. It looks like they're starting to creep up yard after yard every play. Right now, they're less than 10 yards deep.
Spot the ball at the 43-yard line. Second down and 5. Last play of the quarter. Get a snap. Quick flare out. That's caught. A Fleehee with a catch. Doesn't quite get to the line of scrimmage. And I believe there's some conflicting pronunciations on that name. I've heard a Fleehee. I've heard a Fleegee. We're going to go with the PA announcer on that one, just to be sure. Help us out there on Instagram if you could. We'd appreciate it. But that's going to be the end of the first quarter. Fleming Island 14, Orange Park nothing. The Raiders trying to mount a drive here. Let's take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll go to the second quarter of play. Friday Night Lights on FSB. We'll be back.
The United Soccer Alliance is a full-service soccer club for all ages. The United Soccer Alliance will train your child with professionally licensed coaches. And make sure you check out the United Sports Alliance's flag football program. For more information about soccer and the flag football program, go to unitedsocceralliance.org. Having served Clay County for 18 years, Worldwide Automotive is bringing back the neighborhood repair facility with fair and honest pricing. It's why Worldwide Automotive's motto is car repair with care. Worldwide Automotive provides old-fashioned customer-centered service in an environment that is friendly and welcoming. Servicing domestic and European cars, Worldwide Automotive is offering $25 off to anyone who mentions this ad. And that's for any service.
Second quarter underway, a pop fly. And that's how third down comes down, right at the line of scrimmage. Friday Night Lights on FSB back with you here in a 14-0 ball game.
I'm not sure if that was supposed to be a screen or a throwback pass, but either way, that looked pretty ugly.
So a Fleegee will come out to punt the football now. So that's where we've been with Orange Park. They get a good drive, couple of plays, and then they've sputtered right about midfield.
Jarius Rogers has flipped to the other side of the formation here. He's going to get into a bit of a track stance and try to go block this thing.
Snap. Punts away.
Oh, if he did a little better effort there, he'd have had it.
One, and that's caught. Good pursuit by the Orange Park special teams. And a rough tackle, and that's where Fleming Island will start. 1st and 10, Golden Eagles. Last drive came up with nothing. See if they can make a comeback here, get something on the scoreboard. Flag on the field. Might have been on that tackle towards the end. That was a little rough, if you will.
If I'm Jarius Rogers, I want that punt back. I can block this thing. I have somebody who's a foot shorter than me, who's not as athletic as I am, trying to stand in front of me. And if I slap his hands aside, I am right in front of the ball at 6'5", long and fast, with a long delivery punter. I could block that punt pretty easy if I was him.
They call the personal foul horse collar. So indeed, that tackle from the angle we're at, it was not able to tell if he just threw him down awkwardly or was a horse collar, but that's indeed what they saw at field level. So they'll cross midfield, spot the ball at the Orange Park 49-yard line with 11:04 to go in the half. Fleming Island's 4th possession of this half. Stop right here. And we're going to get a delay of game, and a very rare delay of game from Fleming Island, especially when you've got a big digital play clock staring at you.
Well, especially because it's the first play coming out of a series. So you had the play already. You had the information already. You just walked out on the field and didn't snap the ball.
So make it 1st and 15. Sort of an uncharacteristic mistake there.
A little asleep at the wheel there.
Just a hair. So we'll wind it up and do it again. Broughton gives to Digman. No, gives to Digman, and Digman's been running hard. Offensive line has done a pretty good job.
The legs are churning on that kid. Yeah.
Still going. Crosses the 35-yard line to about the 33. And another first down. And this is surprising from Digman.
That's the kind of run, that's the kind of effort that get coaches in meetings on Saturday morning pumped to be there. They're going to be so jazzed after they see that long-running, churning effort play.
First down. Broughton calls his own number, does the same thing. He's off to the races, gets a wiggle, gets a shuck. That's a touchdown.
Whew, there's a different level of fluidity in that guy. He's so dynamic in the open field, making moves like that at full speed.
That's another rushing worldwide automotive touchdown. Sebastian Broughton with the big run on that one. That's his 2nd one on the ground tonight. Comes at 10:31 to go in this half. Parker Sertiman will come on for the extra point. Perfect on the night with PATs, just the missed field goal.
Saw a very small child eating its first nacho. That's fantastic.
The things you see on Friday Night Lights. Snap hold, kick is up, and Sertiman drills that one. 21-0. Fleming Island, with the exception of the previous drive, perfect on all of their offensive series. This is the kind of game that you wanted tonight out of them, David, for sure.
You want to see it look sharp. You want to see it look the way it was supposed to. You know, you want to see Sebastian Broughton in the open field. You want to see those quick hitter north and south runs. And you want to see the passing game open up and be its full version of itself. You might not have the outstanding Division I outside receivers, but you got a lot of young talent with good hands on the outside that can make reliable plays.
Absolutely. And like we've said at the beginning of the season, this is a winnable district for Fleming Island. If they do what they're supposed to do and execute their game plan, they could very well win this district. And I honestly feel, at least on paper, their only real challenge may be Ponte Vedra.
Yeah, you're circling an upset against Ponte Vedra, and there's a chance that you might walk away undefeated in the district.
Meanwhile, though, Beachside is the one that's undefeated. Ponte Vedra is not. So, and we'll have to see how they match up head-to-head tonight and kind of make our better guess. But, you know, so far, Fleming Island's chances are good. Now, this one isn't a touchback. Catch it at about the 8-yard line. Whoa! That was a brutal tackle, a little higher than it needed to be. It's not quite WWE Raw, my friend, but we like the effort.
Very violent, but also phenomenally athletic for Cruz there. That was a very, very good tackle.
Got him right at the 20-yard line, making up for the fact that Sertiman didn't kick that into the end zone.
Yeah, he is lucky he might not have gotten away with a horse collar tackle there, but it was real close to it.
Yeah, very close to being far too high and borderline face mask or something similar. Orange Park will come out with another 80 yards to drive. They've had all of their drives so far stalled just around the 40-yard line.
All right, Cruz will be the safety to the top of the screen. Looks like he's going to be one-on-one with the slot receiver.
Play clock winding down. They're about to get a delay penalty. And they do. So that's one each team right now, coming out of the exchange of possession, and they get a delay penalty. So back it up to the 15-yard line, first down at 15, Orange Park, and they don't need to start on a hole.
It's not like they're starting the play clock at 15 seconds. They start it at 25 seconds coming out of halves.
Right, and big red numbers. You can't miss it. You get a snap here, Moore Goes through the blocks. He's almost gone. My goodness gracious, if it wasn't for a shirt tail grab. And David Smith, let me tell you what, if he didn't have a hand on the tails there, Quentin Moore was gone.
Oh, he had a whole head of steam. His eyes started to get big. The end zone looked a little bit closer, but then David Moore grabbed him by the back of his shirt and hog-tied him down.
Smith with the heads-up tackle. Ball gets to the 40-yard line. Moore with a fantastic run, just patient, waiting to find his way through the tacklers, then spurts up field. And that's what Orange Park needs to do. They need to sustain a drive now.
Well, they have their second team unit in here for the defensive tackles for Fleming Island. If there's an opportunity to run up north and south, it's now.
Moore gets a snap. He'll give. That is Mills. Mills breaking through tackles, still driving the legs. He crosses the 45-yard line, and Austin Mills showing off some athleticism.
So the thing about this defense is you need those two interior defensive tackles to stay upright and not be washed back, because then that keeps your linebackers clean to shoot gaps and make tackles. So if those two in the interior aren't playing their full and best football, they need to be subbed in and out very quickly.
Orange Park gets into plus territory for the first time this game. Ball sits now at the 44-yard line of Fleming Island on a pretty good drive to get going. Coming up on 9 minutes to go in the half. They'll stay kind of tight here, got two wide to the left side. Moore gets a snap, fakes, looking to pass on this play, has a receiver. That's nowhere near where Fleege was in the area, but that was so far over his head, he might not have gotten that if he were standing at a phone booth, to be honest. That was not the pass he wanted. And we have, it looks like a nicked up Raider here who is tying a shoe. And Fleege was open out there on the left side, but just too tall. It was not the best throw by Moore either.
So in a what I like to call a non-throw offense, you know, there's plenty of non-throw offenses. The best plays to throw the ball downfield are the hard play action fakes in the middle of the field shots. Not only are they shorter throws for your quarterback, but they're more surprising things to do against a defense that likes to play too high safety.
2nd down and 10 for the Raiders. Get a snap and the ball is down, and that is going to be recovered by Corey Allen, who's got a running lane, and he may scoop and score on this, and he indeed will. Corey Allen with the scoop and score for the Fleming Island Golden Eagles. It's a defensive Worldwide Automotive touchdown. Good grief, I don't think I've seen Corey Allen move that fast before. My goodness.
Oh, he even took a little step back and looked at the Orange Park sideline as he was running by them. So, you know, a little insult to injury there on a fumble that ends up being a score in the opposite direction.
First turnover of the game, first defensive score this season by the Golden Eagles, and they are pouring it on in the second quarter. And another really good drive by Orange Park shattered. Sertivant will get the extra point kick away. He is up and good. 28-0 now, 8:48. And you just hate that. When your drive is going well, everything is working the way it should be, and the ball pops out right into the hands of a defender, and he runs all the way to Kingsley Avenue.
So it's something that I feel like has to be done every year in some capacity, where you change an entire unit in the season and you have to adapt your scheme, whether you're going from 3 linemen down to 4 linemen down. Oh, we're down a linebacker, so let me make sure I can do this instead of that. On offense, when it's the quarterback, almost everything has to change. The entire offense looks different, and having to install that in a week and not have it drilled and practiced, it has to be hard for Orange Park.
Orange Park in a must-score scenario right now, 28-0. They're putting an 11th guy on the field now. And this is the unfortunate part that we've seen about OP. They have been blown out in every game they've played this season so far, and they're working on another one. And you still want these guys to go out and fight, though.
Well, you want them to at least look manageable here. You want them to see that the coaches are still invested into the players. You want to see that they're getting something out of this season that they can carry with them, whether it's the teammates, the relationships, or whether it's the mental toughness you get from playing such a very, very difficult sport.
Sertivant's kick will go short of the goal line again. Get a couple of blockers, a wedge, and that's going to get down to the 25-yard line. That will actually be Orange Park's best field position so far this game. And if you're the Raiders, at this point, you need to have a short memory. Let the last drive go, forget it. Yep, they scored. You're in a 4-touchdown hole, but you got to get back out here and execute your offense.
So if I'm Fleming Island, I'm thinking about doing those middle interior if I'm Orange Park, I'm thinking about doing those middle interior runs and seeing if I can push onto these defensive tackles a little bit more and then set up that play action in the middle of the field, down the field.
Quentin Moore back at quarterback. They'll stay in their 2-wide formation. Nice and tight, looking to run something like Wildcat. Moore get a snap. And again, they're plowing through after a couple of yards. So the offensive line for Orange Park is getting a decent push.
Yeah, it's their only victory so far is that interior offensive line, even though it's a smaller unit, is getting good push against this Fleming Island interior defensive line.
Sometimes technique will outweigh strength on that one, and it looks like they're executing their job right now. 2nd down and 6 after a gain of 4.
Well, when you think about it, too, it's much easier to block somebody from the side than it is to hit them head on, especially if they're bigger and stronger than you are. You can be able to square up your hips and knock them off balance by doing so.
Receivers on the corners now. Moore gets a snap to try to run between the tackles again. This time Fleming Island gets a much better push. And he might have lost a yard on the play. It looks like he did, knocking back to the 30-yard line.
The thing about counter runs, when you pull 2 of the backside offensive linemen, if you're not incredibly quick with engaging into that pull and kicking out those defensive linemen, those defensive ends that are hanging on the end man line of scrimmage, then it makes it very, very difficult to get any production. It can create huge negative plays like we just saw.
Fleming Island fans might not want to hear this, but Nate Van Hoff, who was in on that play, came up a little gimpy.
Yeah, if I'm Nate Van Hoff, it's a district game, yes, but it's a 28-0 district game. You need to be able to make sure you're healthy for next week.
3rd down and 6. Call it no gain on the play. 4 wide for Orange Park. He'll get a snap, drops back, scans, has some time, and a running lane, and he's going to try to get upfield. He does manage to get a 1st down and more. He's down the sidelines. Quentin Moore, they might have gotten out. Yeah, they did. Got him at the 48-yard line of Fleming Island, and again, here they go with another drive, now in Fleming Island territory again.
Well,
Can they finish?
You can applaud Nate Van Hoff for being a tough guy and staying out there, but he's obviously limping. He's obviously not able to set that edge, and they ran right around him on that play.
And see if you can get a shot of him right now. He's right about the 39-yard line. Kind of keeps doing this toe touch, and now we're going to get the mandatory water break, and it's probably
that comes
just
at a great time for him, yeah.
Yeah, he's like I said, didn't look gassed. It just looked like he was injured in some way, limping. Can't tell if it was his ankle or maybe a calf, but nonetheless, we'll keep it right here with 6:55 to go in a 28-0 game. So, David, we're already underway with the district. I don't think we've really talked about picks for the district. We're trying not to, but, you know, looking at this game tonight, Fleming Island pretty much in command. You know, how do you think that these guys are going to do down the stretch if they keep playing the way they do tonight?
Well, I would still probably pick Ponte Vedra. Ponte Vedra is going to have more bodies. I mean, when I look at Fleming Island, I don't see a sideline full of kids that are really about playing football every single snap like it's the best thing in the world. And I do see that a lot when I see Ponte Vedra, especially in their highlights of them steamrolling a couple pretty good teams. I know they might have been the only team we've seen that have lost a game, but I know they're a team that we've seen that's lost a game, but I do think that they can come back better in division play.
Orange Park now on the march, though, sitting at the 48-yard line, see if they can try to get on the scoreboard. Snap, Moore, quarterback draw, runs right into a Fleming Island defender, and that is going to be Jarius Rogers, who grabbed him immediately, but not after about a 3-yard gain.
Now, once Jarius Rogers puts on about 40 more pounds, he is going to be an incredible specimen of a human being. Like, that's going to be a great NFL-level prospect.
I mean, they just need to put him in front of a buffet and let him have it.
Just let him eat. Let him eat.
Eat and lift, kid.
His second home is going to be in the athletic training room for the training table.
Ball at the 45-yard line now, 2nd down. Four wide. Get a snap. He'll roll to his left. There's a flag on the play. That is going to bounce harmlessly to the turf.
There's Rogers again in the face of the quarterback there. It's really hard to see over your offensive lineman, let alone a 6'5" condor in front of you.
The flag was on the far sideline. might have been in the area of a procedure penalty. Let's see what the call is. So it looks like we're out of the woods in terms of weather. The clouds are still around, but there's a nice breeze outside, and it's cooled off just a little bit, so not as sticky and humid as it was last week. I am so glad to not be in the igloo today. That's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. It felt like it was 90 degrees in that igloo, 90 and humid.
Yes. Got a illegal shift penalty on Orange Park.
But tonight's ended up being an excellent night for football. Real worried about the rain, the forecast. The little red dot had pulled over Orange Park for a second, but this has been phenomenal.
So Fleming Island actually declined that penalty, which would have backed them up just around to the 49-yard line. So they will keep the play, bring up 3rd down. Ball will rest at the 45-yard line. Now we just had the water timeout a second ago. And they have announced here that we've taken another water break. Okay, we are officially getting a timeout, Orange Park. Didn't really get a good signal from the officials on that one. Caden's on the case down there. Good eyes. Four wide receivers now for Orange Park.
All right, and Van Hoff is back on the field there, left defensive end, bottom of your screen.
Bring a Fleegee across the formation, try to run jet motion. They'll fake the counter, and that's a good run by Mills, who gets just shy of the 1st down marker. Right about the 39. He needed the 38. That was a pretty solid carry. Interesting play design on that jet sweep counter. Little window dressing of their own in the backfield.
They're trying to run right at Nate Van Hoff. They just pulled an offensive lineman to hit him at full speed.
He's not really seen much of that yet. Everything that Van Hoff has seen has pretty much been right in front of him. 4th down and 1 on the 39. Orange Park rolling the dice here. They need to at this point. Ooh, they might have gotten him off sides. Reyes might have just put his hand in the neutral zone, but I guess he was just short. They're coming. Breaks the pressure, and that's a 1st down. Quentin Moore gets across the 20-yard line, and I don't believe what I just saw. That was ugly.
Yeah, somebody had him dead in the rights in the backfield for a tackle. He splits one more tackle, and runs hard to get a 1st down.
They were coming, and then he just sidestepped them and said, nope, I'm going. So a big 1st down for Orange Park. Beats the blitz.
And for such a smaller guy, he's got great lower body strength.
Get the ball down to the 18-yard line now. Coming up on 5 minutes to go in the 1st half. This is the deepest penetration by the Raiders this game. And they desperately need a touchdown right now. Austin Mills in the backfield. 3 wide. Moore get a snap. Follows Mills as a lead blocker. Gets to the 15-yard line, just a couple of yards there. And we're going to see a lot of this Wildcat run, I imagine so, as we get into the red zone and shorter area of the field here. They're probably going to run the ball a lot from the quarterback position. Down to the 15.
All right, the Golden Eagles are getting a little tired here. There's a couple of guys that have elbows on waists or hands on hips, breathing heavy and trying to make sure that they're still okay for this this cap of the drive.
This is what we talked about at the top of the broadcast. If you can extend a drive against Fleming Island, they seem to lack certain stamina. Quick flip.
Whoa.
What a one-handed grab. Mills manages to grab it, gets positive yards, and
So
not exactly how you draw it up.
When you have all of spring practice, when you have all of fall camp to teach the quarterback a couple rules, if the ball hits the ground, you're not supposed to pitch it. But in that case, you got lucky with a little bit of a high lob there and a great catch by that receiver, or a great catch by the running back getting the pitch.
Sometimes the rainbow falls your way. It's 3rd and 3 now. Ball sitting at the 11-yard line. They need to get to the 8 to extend the drive, move the sticks. 3:43 and counting here. Play clock down to 10. They've got to hurry if they don't want to lose any more yardage. And they will hustle to the line. Got a quick play call in. They'll spread the field out 4 wide.
Oh, there's motion in it too.
Play fake. Moore tries to shimmy his way up. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. He did get a yard, so they stop him at the 10-yard line. It's going to bring up 4th and about 2.
Well, that didn't give enough time for the offensive line to communicate and say, hey, you have this guy, hey, you have that guy, before the ball's already snapped. You don't have an opportunity to do that when you do this huddle from the sideline and you get a first down and there's pieces and there's puzzles and there's things in the way.
A little bit more brisk on this one. They break the huddle with 18 seconds to go. 4th down and 2. Fleming Island trying to stop here. Keep Orange Park out of the end zone.
Well, there's a miscommunication in the formation. Hopefully there's not a miscommunication in the blocking.
Get a snap. Drags out that, and then Fleming Island ate it up. Down for a loss at the 15-yard line, and that will end the drive. So an otherwise stellar performance on offense by Orange Park ends with a backfield stop.
It really ended by procedural. That stuff there was not being on the same page when you got out of the huddle. The receivers had to flip over from one side to the other, which tells me that they say an entire formation and then where the strength or the weakness is. And so if the offensive lineman misses that, the play is actually in reverse in their minds, and they're not flipped over.
2:36 to go in the half. Sebastian Broughton in the offense will come out. Now that was a long defensive set for Fleming Island. In a much tighter game, I would say that was a slight victory for Orange Park because they kept the defense out there a little longer. But
well,
when you're down 4 touchdowns,
in district
points on the boards.
In district play, there is no moral victories. You come back to the drawing board and say, wow, we need to make sure we have something leading into the next giant matchup.
Broughton with a pass, and that is bounced right out of the hands, wide open Tristan Stevenson. And he put fingertips on it, and then it hit the turf.
Yeah, you'd like to see more receivers besides Bernie get involved as well, but Bernie had that sensational first drive and has gone quiet himself.
2nd and 10 from the 14. 2.5 minutes till halftime. Raider band trying to keep things interesting for the fans here.
And they're going to play man one high, which means as long as Sebastian looks him off, he can throw wherever he wants to.
Snap, they're going to give to Jackson. He plows through and maybe gets a yard on the play. Good stop by Orange Park. You know, they got some timeouts here. Might be able to hold these guys to a 3-and-out. Take a timeout, get the ball back, see if you can get something out of it.
Well, there's other positive things for Orange Park as well. They have fixed their safety rotations. They're no longer locked into having 2 safeties deep. They can do whatever they want to with the second player.
3rd down and 8 from the 16. The snap, Jackson over the right side of the formation and breaks a couple of tackles, still on his feet, and he might be right at the first down. They're going to spot him just short, I think.
That was a pretty classy move by Sebastian Broughton, picking up one of the players for Orange Park.
It is going to bring up 4th down and 1. Need to get to the 25. And I think Fleming Island is just going to go ahead and run some clock out here, take a timeout, or if they have taken a timeout already. Clock is stopped right now with 1:35, and that looks like that's what they've done. No, that was going to be an official's timeout, so they'll wind it. And they have awarded Fleming Island with his first down, so the spot adjusted.
All right, and we're 125 and counting here, so if you want to score before halftime, you're going to actually have to turn on the gas here a little bit.
Ball rests at the 24-yard line of Fleming Island. He'll get a snap, clean pocket, steps, now has a run lane, takes off, got blockers downfield who are going to get flagged for holding. It's almost to the point where I can see it coming now.
Well, it's that outside scramble. he runs right by his offensive lineman. The defender reacts, but the offensive lineman has no idea that he's now past him. So holding on to him is something that you do on a daily basis, or on a every rep basis anyway. It just highlights the fact when the ball runs right by it and the jersey gets tugged.
So we'll bring up 2nd down and 20. Back it up to the 14-yard line with 64 ticks on the clock before half.
All right, press man-to-man coverage, a very hit or miss kind of play.
Broughton drops back, flares it out, got a good screen pass, stumble. Still got a couple of blockers. Jackson in the open field, lost the football, and then managed to recover it.
If I'm Fleming Island, am I calling a timeout here?
Ball's at the 39-yard line. Clock will stop temporarily for the first down while they move the sticks.
All right, get on the ball and clock it then.
38-yard line now.
Sebastian, get on the ball. Clock, clock, clock.
He is. He's trying to get everybody up to the line. Everybody's kind of lollygagging, getting out to their positions here, and they're not going to clock it. Clock will move 30 seconds. Broughton kind of in a 2-minute drill mode. Over the middle, that is caught. Great hands, Trace Burney into the open field, turns on the Jets, and that is another Worldwide Automotive touchdown. Trace Burney all the way down the field, 100 miles an hour. And once he gets in space, forget it.
And I'll be honest with you, there's one receiver that was getting the ball there. I don't think that he's going to trust anybody else throwing down the field like that other than Burney. So he had one safety in between him, but it wasn't a good enough effort by those two safeties to close that space and make sure that they didn't let the person everybody knew was going to get the ball.
20 seconds on the clock. Now, by rule, we are at that 35-point threshold after this extra point. Kick is up, and we do hit that 35 points. So by rule, the clock will not begin to run until the start of the third quarter. We have 20 seconds left, so we're still on that first half. Clock will run normally up until the time we get to the third. But this is, if you're Fleming Island, this is exactly what you wanted out of your first district game tonight. Running clock, shutout, everything you could have asked for. Maybe get out of here a little early tonight. I mean, that's how you draw it up.
Other than one possession where they had to punt and one series where you gave up too many yards, you got them into the red zone, everything was near flawless for Fleming Island. So I think that the only thing you might circle from this game is what are we going to do on the interior of the defensive line. Other than that, you're coming all positives from all position groups.
Still have 2 quarters left to play here, but this is the part in Florida high school football where if you're a head coach, you take a breath a little bit, start cycling in the other guys, get some of your younger players some time in.
And if you're a broadcaster, you start eyeballing the concession stand.
Yes, which we will send David running across the street there to the Raider Band concession stand, which has a fun ring to it.
Yeah, you're going to see the fastest 40 of the night for me doing that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Our quarterback here will outrun everybody to that concession stand. Parker Sertiman with a kick. Again, a little airborne on that kick tonight. Got a hole. Look out. And I don't know. Orange Park is 1 or 2 blocks away from breaking one of those tonight.
Yeah, if you broke that just on this run, or if they try to score on this run and don't turn that second half into a running clock, no one's going to be upset about it here. Obviously, there's the Orange Park faithful. But that would prolong this game that's not really going well for Orange Park and their offensive unit.
They've definitely had bright spots tonight. It's seen a little better play out of them. But again, a couple of mistakes. Of course, they had the fumble that Corey Allen ran all the way back for a touchdown. That's not helping things. And no word on Gabe Taylor. We believe he may be injured. And Moore's just going to go ahead and take a knee. And that's the sign of a team that looks defeated. And they're taking a knee like that, not trying to get anything out of it. But then again, player safety. That's going to do it for the first half. The running clock will hit back on the third quarter. In the meantime, David's going to start running. And we'll have our halftime right here. We'll take a look at the Raider Band when we come back after this message on Friday Night Lights on FSB.
Having served Clay County for 18 years, Worldwide Automotive is bringing back the neighborhood repair facility with fair and honest pricing. It's why Worldwide Automotive's motto is car repair with care. Worldwide Automotive provides old-fashioned customer-centered service in an environment that is friendly and welcoming. Servicing domestic and European cars, Worldwide Automotive is offering $25 off to anyone who mentions this ad. And that's for any service. There's no need to go to the dealer for your 30, 60, 90, or 120-mile services. They offer same-day service and will handle your requirements for oil changes, belts, tire rotations, air conditioning, brake flushes, transmission services, and tune-ups. Come by and say hi to owners Joe and Valerie and see why they say their customers are family. Worldwide Automotive is located at 2490 County Road 220. For more information, go to worldwide-automotive.com. Having served Clay County for 18 years, Worldwide Automotive is bringing back the neighborhood repair facility with fair and honest pricing. It's why Worldwide Automotive's motto is car repair with care. Worldwide Automotive provides old-fashioned, customer-centered service in an environment that is friendly and welcoming. Servicing domestic and European cars, Worldwide Automotive is offering $25 off to anyone who mentions this ad. And that's for any service. There's no need to go to the dealer for your 30, 60, 90, or 120-mile services. They offer same-day service and will handle your requirements for oil changes, belts, tire rotations, air conditioning, brake flushes, transmission services, and tune-ups. Come by and say hi to owners Joe and Valerie and see why they say their customers are family. Worldwide Automotive is located at 2490 County Road 220. For more information, go to worldwide-automotive.com. Mr. Chubby's Wings are more than just wings. With a great food and beverage selection, Mr. Chubby's is the home of the original Fleming Island Happy Hour, Monday through Friday, 4 to 7 p.m. You can catch all your favorite sporting events on the numerous TVs, including all Fleming Island football games on FSB. Before or after the game, Mr. Chubby's has you covered, and they're only 0.8 of a mile from the Fleming Island High School campus. You can order online at MrChubby'sWings.com or call 904-272-WINGS. And while you're at it, let Mr. Chubby's cater your next event. Call 904-272-WINGS. Mr. Chubby's Wings are more than just wings. With a great food and beverage selection, Mr. Chubby's is the home of the original Fleming Island Happy Hour, Monday through Friday, 4 to 7 p.m. You can catch all your favorite sporting events on the numerous TVs, including all Fleming Island football games on FSB. Before or after the game, Mr. Chubby's has you covered, and they're only 0.8 of a mile from the Fleming Island High School campus. You can order online at MrChubby'sWings.com or call 904-272-WINGS. And while you're at it, let Mr. Chubby's cater your next event. Call 904-272-WINGS. The United Soccer Alliance is a full-service soccer club for all ages. The United Soccer Alliance will train your child with professionally licensed coaches. And make sure you check out the United Sports Alliance's flag football program. For more information about soccer and the flag football program, go to UnitedSoccerAlliance.org.
First Baptist Church of Orange Park was founded in 1921. Suffice to say, much has changed in Orange Park, Clay County, and the world since then. Though much has changed in the world, our mission remains the same. We are a church intent on fulfilling that mission and are strategically engaged in our community through partnerships with local schools, sports teams, veterans organizations, and more. We are a family equipping church. We invite you to check us out at firstfam.org or join us in person at 1140 Kingsley Avenue, Orange Park.
Back live at halftime here, Friday Night Lights on FSB. We'll let you enjoy the dulcet tones of Eagle Band 1 on the field tonight for halftime. When we come back, David and I will have a breakdown of this first half, and we'll get ready for the second half and third quarter action. Friday Night Lights on FSB. Stay right here. Band 1 on the field for another presentation. And I tell you what, there is not a lot of love lost between Oakleaf and Fleming Island, but these two bands actually really like each other, so they're always having fun.
And they're dynamic bands. They're great state caliber bands.
Yes, and of course last week we had that really awesome performance from Fleming Island and Oakleaf with a combined band, 300 band members on the field. That was really cool. But tonight, Aaron's got the camera facing this way, at least. But it's kind of time once again for our taste of the town. And as is tradition at Orange Park, David puts on his track shoes, runs across at halftime, runs back. And tonight, we have a smorgasbord. We've got bratwurst, you said? This brats?
Oh, yeah, we got brats tonight. We got funnel cake. We have the lumpia.
Lumpia. Oh.
And we also had some chicken nuggets as well, which were quite good.
Yes. And Caden has confiscated the chicken nuggets, and that is it. So I don't know if we're live on 2 or not. I think we might be now because the way that Aaron's smiling at us.
Yeah, here we go. Here we go.
All right. So, yeah, bratwurst tonight. And I don't know if you can see here, you got our funnel cake. I saw the 2 forks coming up, and I said, oh, my goodness. And we have our lumpia with a little sweet chili sauce tonight. That's high school concessions, y'all.
They do it right here. Absolutely
they
do it right. And also, this is phenomenal. This isn't your average hot dog.
Oh, I got to take a bite here. Oh, that snap.
Oh, yeah.
Right when you hit it.
You can hear that snap on the microphone. That's awesome. We don't usually encourage chewing as we do a live broadcast, but in this very particular case,
no.
It's game on.
I'm not in the business of doing ASMR mukbangs, but tonight I'll do it. That was really good. So, and Ray is coming up like what is going on right now. We've become a food show for halftime anyway.
No, it's like boss just caught us.
Yeah, we're busted. That's all right. This is what we do. But anyway, 35-point game right now. Orange Park in a hole. The clock will run. First half, great for Fleming Island, though. The offense finally got in sync. They're doing exactly what they needed to do. Trace Burney showed out a little bit tonight. What do you think? I mean, is this a team that could take the district right now? Because, by the way, the score update I have right now, it's only first quarter, so it's probably at the half by now. We'll see if we can get a better update. But Ponte Vedra was leading in that game 7-0. So Ponte Vedra giving Beachside another look here as Beachside is undefeated.
Well, Beachside's the enigma. They're the newer school on the block. They've got to be able to find. I don't know much about their offense in particular, and if they're keeping Ponte Vedra down to 7 points, that's a pretty good look for them. And it might be a surprise team in this district, but to be honest, when the restructuring happened, you knew something was going to happen unexpected. It looks like it's going to be Beachside this year.
Right. So we'll have to see. I mean, that was shocking. Meanwhile, Middleburg is beating up on Hollis Christian right now, 39-0. That game definitely will end a little early with a running clock. So nonetheless, district shaping up right now. We'll keep you updated on that Beachside Ponte Vedra game. That is also very pivotal. Tonight, though, looks like we may have a decision early on this one. But we'll see if Orange Park can maybe mount some offense and put a score on the board. Let's take a quick timeout here just before the end of the half. 35-0, Fleming Island with the lead. We'll be back after this Friday Night Lights on FSB.
Oh, you want to do a half shot?
It's Friday Night Lights on FSB. Our feast is over. The halftime show is over. And we are ready to get started with the second half of play. Orange Park will receive the second half kick. You were going to see us on the tail end of the munch session, but we're going to get back to football now. So again, shout out to the Raider Man Concessions, who has a considerable line over there. And I don't know if Aaron over on camera too, if you can get a look at that concession stand line over there. That's where David was a little while ago. And did you see what the truck was over there? Is that like?
Oh, that truck is a fro cone kind of place,
oh,
like
nice.
Just frozen cones, yeah.
Ain't nothing like Friday night. The weather's finally cooperated. It's a nice breeze out tonight. Gorgeous evening.
That funnel cake was phenomenal, by the way.
That was phenomenal,
just
by the
crispy and soft on the inside. Nice.
Lumpia wasn't bad either. Good vegetarian lumpia. We seem to get on the topic of food every time we're here, David. I love it.
Not too shocked by that one.
No, not at all. Parker Sertiman, who has not had a touchback in a little bit. He's kind of broke the streak. Let's see if he can get back on pace here. Strikes the ball, and that one looks like it's going to go, and it sure will. And just about at that same spot. Now he's kicked one completely out of the end zone and two just to the back of it. So he seems to have a little better luck going left to right as we're watching him tonight. All right, so to reset the scenario here, 35-0 game. By FHSAA rule, we will run the clock. Clock will only stop for officials' timeouts due to injury or otherwise discussion. They will stop for the mandatory water break at the halfway point of each quarter. And there are still timeouts, charge timeouts, so the clock will stop if a charge timeout is called. But other than that, as the clock is doing now, it will run continuously.
Well, let's not forget about the value of garbage time, all right? This is allowing all of your players to get into the game here. The competitive nature is turned down a little bit, but it's really a valuable experience for those that usually don't get to play very much.
Good hit on the outside. Moore flips it out. They'll get about a yard or so on that play. Call it about 2.5 maybe. A Fleege with the catch on the outside. And again, Gabe Taylor not in quarterback tonight. Quentin Moore changing his number up. Had us all fooled for a minute. He's been playing quarterback tonight. He's run a lot of wildcat. He's thrown a couple of passes.
Yeah, thrown some good completions down the field. So there's a couple that were pretty nice, but obviously that offense is very limited.
2nd down and 7. Spotting the ball at the 23-yard line. Bobbled snap. Moore will get out of it, but he's going to get hit from behind. And that's going to be a massive loss on the play. That's about the second or third muffled snap we've seen tonight from Orange Park.
And that clock's going to run. It's going to run fast. You're going to blink and this quarter will be over.
3rd down and Kingsley Avenue here. And we're already at 10.5 minutes. So again, happy you're joining us tonight. Friday Night Lights on FSB at the confines of Hoytby Courtney Stadium. Newly renovated last year, great facility. They do have a really fun atmosphere for football and also great basketball atmosphere as well. The Raider Dome just got some upgrades. We're looking forward to see.
And everything's new. Everything's fancy. Everything's well done. The field's well kept. The sideline officials look clean. Everything about it is a first-class operation.
Absolutely. Looking forward to see Coach Kernitsky and the basketball team a little later on this year. Go throw a pass. That was almost.
Oh, so close.
A Fleege was on his heels. All he had to do was stick out a little more. I like the spot that Moore was throwing to on that one because he was open across the field. Now, it would have been enough for a first down.
Which that was his second read. He went through a progression there. That's not really something you would expect out of your recently converted quarterback.
Moore is a senior. Seen plenty of playing time at wide receiver and at the defensive side of the ball. Is one of those very common Iron Man players here in high school ball.
Particularly tough to do at the quarterback position, particularly tough to do in a system that asks you to run every play.
So 4th down and 16. Sebastian Cruz and Trace Burney will sit at the Orange Park 40-yard line. Now they got to run a man on field here. And just like that, with 3 plays and 3 minutes have gone by, have a delay of game penalty on Orange Park. That'll put a Fleege kicking from his end zone. Now normally, in a game that's a little bit more competitive, you tell your special teams guys to pin their ears back, go after a block because he's sitting in his end zone. But in this case, it looks like they're backed off in a punt safe, just going to block and get a return on here. High snap, of Fleege gets it up. He avoids the block wisely. Rogers with good sportsmanship on that one, but Cruz is just going to say the heck with it. I'm running. Hops over a defender, gets across the 10-yard line, and Sebastian Cruz, he just wanted to get a highlight, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't know about the awesome sportsmanship play, but Jarius Rogers there, that was a smack that he just did on the punter on that punt return. So the punter went out to go tackle Sebastian Cruz, and Jarius Rogers doubles back and just absolutely decleats him. Ouch.
He had a clean block, though. He was in the backfield, and all he had to do was stick a hand out, and that was done. Punt was blocked. He was going to score a touchdown.
I decided not to. Held off a little bit.
You know, a wise decision, but nonetheless, great hit, great pursuit. Sebastian Cruz with a little run. That'll make a highlight reel, that's for sure.
Yeah, punt return down inside the 10-yard line. What a great place to start.
So 1st down and 10. Sebastian Broughton still in the game at quarterback in this big lead here. He's had a couple of touchdowns on the run. He'll run again. Looks like he's going to get a 3rd one. Blocks around, tackle him up high. Can't quite get him down. Did he get in? No, not quite. Mark him down about the 2-yard line.
I call that one student body left. It's everybody.
Broughton has 2 touchdowns on the ground. He's thrown a pass touchdown to Trace Burney, which was a fantastic throw and catch, by the way. And it has been all Fleming Island tonight.
Yeah, that decider at the end of the half there, you knew exactly where the ball was going to go and still funneled it to Trace Burney. Here we are definitely assuming that Sebastian Broughton's going to try to carry the ball again. Let's see if they can stop it.
2nd down and goal.
Kiofi in at running back here.
Colin Chofi at the Moose at running back. Now they're going to get a flag on the play, and I think they're going to call a shift penalty. And that's unusual because the official threw the flag, and then we get a called timeout? I'm confused.
So if they had snapped the ball, were they going to call a legal substitution of some kind?
Okay, so then no, they've waved off the flag at this point. They've awarded the charge timeout to Fleming Island, which will stop the clock right now at 6:41. So that's a timeout, and that's a good thing that you want. Even though you're in that running clock, you still want to have that mindset. You know, you're playing on all cylinders. Go ahead and call the timeout, avoid the mistake, because everybody had shifted in the wrong way, and a penalty was forthcoming.
Well, just making sure you're on the same page here. You're going to score this touchdown. It might be one of the last scores of your entire night. So let's just make sure everything's buttoned up the way it's supposed to be. Not run too many plays that you're going to try to show next week, but make an effective touchdown drive. We
have a score update from the half right now. Ponte Vedra has now gone up over Beachside 14-0 at the break. Beachside looking to try to hang on there. They may be seeing their first loss of the season. Meanwhile, Ponte Vedra trying to go to 500. That's going to barrel through, and that is a touchdown. And that was Cohen Chaffee with the touchdown, his first one.
Another Fleming Island Golden Eagle that's getting a little attention from the next level. He's got offers from Iowa State, amongst others. So it's nice that they made a trip all the way down here to Jacksonville, invited some of the boys to come to play up there. And guys like that get highlighted in circumstances like this, getting a first career rushing touchdown.
How about Iowa State coming back and winning the Cyhawk game last week in stunning fashion?
Yeah, I saw George Kittle had to wear an Iowa State helmet for the day. I thought it was particularly funny for the 49ers. You know, Brock Purdy's school is Iowa State. His school is Iowa. Thought that was hilarious.
Parker Sertivan's extra point is good. 42-0. Clock running now. 5:30 to go in the third. When that game in Ponte Vedra now going to be somewhat competitive. I'm interested to see those two teams right now. Ponte Vedra really does have a very good offense, and they've particularly had one throughout the years. A lot of talent in that area, too. Beat side is the unknown because they're such a new school right now. We don't have any legacy to speak of. So, you know, of course, they are drawing from that considerable talent in St. Johns County right now. So we'll have to see what they offer when we have them on our cameras here. But, you know, so far that's been the game in the district to watch right now. So Middleburg is pulling away from HCA right now, and that's not a contest. Sertivan will come on again.
Had a lot of luck on touchbacks today. He's been a pretty busy man kicking off the ball. A lot like a golf swing, trying to make solid contact.
Pretty much. He'll get a swing. Good one on that one. That one will go into the end zone. That was kind of heading towards the corner there. Nonetheless, keeps it.
That went out of the back of the end zone in the corner of the end zone. You knew that had to be a long kick.
Keeping that one between the navigational beacons, and then we're onward to 1st and 10. But he's got a heck of a leg on it, too. And we had a chance to talk to him earlier in the season after the preseason classic. He kicked like a 48-yard field goal.
Oh, absolutely. That was phenomenal.
Absolutely destroyed the ball to do it. And he said he'd really been working on his swing and just his motion, and he's very much improved. And that's something that Fleming Island over the last couple of years has struggled with, was their kicking game. And when you've got a weapon like that, it's not only generating touchbacks, but who can kick from long distance and get you on the scoreboard if your drive stalls. That's massive.
Well, special teams in general were an issue with the former coaching staff here at Fleming Island, but now those things have been kind of sorted out a little bit better, whether it's punt and kick coverage. Those were huge ones. Whether it was consistency of the snap, hold, and kick on the extra point, that was pretty big. And now you have an actual kicker with significant enough talent to make it a rangeful kind of kick that's almost 50 yards long. It really adds an extra element to your team and makes you a more put-together football team.
So they've taken the mandatory water timeout right now, and then they'll wind the play back in here. The clock will go back to running. Approaching 4 minutes here in the third quarter. That, as expected, is brisked on by. Coming up after 8:30 here Eastern. Quentin Moore, quarterback, he'll step up. He's got a good read. He's got a single coverage.
A good throw.
And a good defensive play. That was swatted by Chase Donaldson, but yeah, it had one-on-one right there. Why not take the shot? Now they're going to flag him for interference.
I strongly disagree with this flag, unless this is a hold earlier in the throw. As soon as I put my eyes on him, he had one hand on hip, one hand at the ball, looking at the ball, so I wouldn't agree if this was pass interference.
From our angle, it looked pretty clean, but they will march that off 15 yards. So Orange Park with the beneficiary. You know, Donaldson, we haven't really seen much of him in the starting slot. He's a sophomore, comes in, have him listed at 5'10". And that was a pretty good matchup, stride for stride, and I guess he might have just hooked an arm on him.
Well, it's a position that that puts a lot of emphasis on speed, so I thought that he ran up with that catch-up speed pretty well. Maybe he got an extra arm around the waist more than I had thought, but I thought that was a pretty clean play.
1st and 10 for Moore. He'll step up. All pass here. Pressure in the backfield. Nate Van Hoff missed. Moore will continue to run. He can run in the open field. He'll get a first down. Spins around a little bit, and that was a pretty solid run. Boy, Nate Van Hoff, he doesn't normally miss. And that one was a complete slip and slide.
Well, Nate Van Hoff's biggest thing is his power and effort. He's always going to make sure that he secures the edge on run plays. And when he's rushing the passer, it is more of an effort thing than necessarily a talent thing, because there's going to be elusive quarterbacks that might be able to squeak by him, just like we saw there.
First down. Spot the ball just at the 47-yard line. Orange Park has pretty much lived and died around midfield all game, with the exception of a drive inside the 10 that stalled. 4 wide. Moore will step up, throws quick, and that's going to get intercepted.
Pick 6.
Chase Donaldson with the pick. So he got flagged for interference earlier, and immediately atones and turns the ball over. That's the second turnover of the night. First interception for Moore.
Yeah, flipping sides there. Donaldson went to the opposite side. That throw stuck in the air a little bit long, and his receiver, instead of coming back to the quarterback, waited for the ball to arrive. That's a cardinal sin. You got to make sure that you meet the ball at its highest point.
Chase Donaldson's first interception of the year. Fleming Island's defense hadn't really picked off a lot of passes, mostly because they've been run on more than thrown on. You know, high school offense is very focused on the run, so not a lot of interception action here, but that's 2 in a row, 2 weeks in a row for this Fleming Island secondary. Broughton still in at the third quarter. They're going to give to Demir Jackson, who's going to get some reps. He's going to continue plowing his way through, shakes a tackler, gets across the 25 to the 23.5-yard line. Coming up on a minute to play in the quarter.
I was looking at the body language of the Orange Park players. This has been a long day for them so far, and this clock cannot wind fast enough.
Well, and you got to feel rough for these guys too, because every game they've played has turned out like this, except for the one game they've won, and that was an early season victory.
Yeah, that goose egg on the scoreboard is something you look to turn around here.
Get a snap. Give it to Jackson, who just hurdles over somebody, and he will escort himself into the end zone. And once again, that's a Worldwide Automotive touchdown. I'm 6 for 6 tonight. Maybe 7 for 7. I've lost count. I've actually got to go it tonight with the Worldwide Automotive touchdowns. That's going to wind down the quarter. And I think that, Fleming Island's just going to go ahead and finish this out. They may let them just go ahead and kick this into the field, or they're going to switch them.
Yeah, you already have folks down here.
Yep, so they're going to go ahead and
Nope, they're going to make them switch.
Nope,
no, they're not.
Nope,
good.
They're going to go ahead and finish here. So, yeah, that's the end of the quarter. They'll go ahead and take the extra point here to make it 49-0. And just like that, 12 minutes in the books. We'll go to the fourth quarter right after this. Snap, kick is up, and that is good. Sertovan 7 of 7 tonight on his PATs. Only the missed field goal this evening. This is only blemish tonight. So they'll bring up the fourth quarter of play, and the score is 49-0. We'll hang right here.
Well, we got to see here a drive from a running quarterback that's probably going to get a second-string defense in here. We'll see if he can make one guy miss an open space, make a big play. These are usually where you see those long runs from mobile quarterbacks, is end of games, long, tired opponents. This will be a simulation of that, and hopefully next time I see these games and have these kind of situations, it can be for more substance and more importance.
So on the schedule for Friday Night Lights on FSB, we are tentatively scheduled right now to get First Coast and Clay on September 20th. And then we will close out the month of September with a district contest between Ponte Vedra and Fleming Island at the Rock. And again, that is our remaining tentative schedule for the month of September. So we will advise you if we make any changes. Right now, First Coast and Clay is where we were committed, but we have possibility of changing that. We will let you know for sure. And then our district game, of course, will be locked in at Fleming Island. Again, Ponte Vedra right now leading beach side. A little pop fly there, squib kick, take it for what it's worth. Slides down, that is received by Derek Page, the sophomore cornerback on the hands team. So they'll get decent field position there, and then the clock runs again.
And tick, 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 tick. You only got 12 minutes left in the game here. You want to make sure you get this whole drive. This drive will probably take the majority of this fourth quarter. Now, the quarterback's looked pretty good. He's looked athletic. My most impressive part that I am from him, I haven't seen too many procedural penalties tonight. You know, I do think that he had to step on the gas and not look to see what the defense has given him because he doesn't have much time to address things at the line of scrimmage. But that also kind of helps him not think too much either, and he has to just read and react.
Beachside and Ponte Vedra underway in the third quarter. See if we can keep you updated on that score. Moore looking for a receiver, can't find one, takes it himself, gets a couple of blocks, stays in bounds just for a second. Slid and lost his footing there, but he'll cross the 35-yard line down to the 33, and a solid run. Again, he's done quite a bit tonight. Run up the stats on the run game, but fortunately for not.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier, is that a quarterback, especially a running quarterback, can get long touchdown runs or longer runs in these fourth quarters because normally you see defenders that are a lot more tired. You're a little bit fresher on your feet, and in this case, it'll be your second stringers.
First down and 10. Orange Park will come out in 4 wide, 3 to the left of the formation. Moore will get a snap. He'll run in that direction. Looked like he wanted to throw the ball. He does, dumps it off, and it's incomplete.
Almost intercepted.
Almost right into the hands of a defender. Looks like that was
Brady Digman? Yeah, Brady Digman, the sophomore who is the starting running back today, getting some more reps at linebacker. Probably a position we'll have to play both ways in the future.
Wonder if that was a volunteer job.
Hey, you're a sophomore. Get out there.
Yeah, you were voluntold. Move it. Coming up on 9.5 to go in the game. Again, while we have you, make sure you subscribe to that YouTube channel you're watching right now. Hit the notification button, be aware of all of our future broadcasts, and you can always watch these games on demand after the live stream is completed. Catch them anytime on YouTube. Moore passes. That's going to get tipped. They're looking for a pass interference call. They're not going to get it. Afliji was the intended receiver there. He has been in the action a lot tonight as Afliji. Third down and 10. Also remind you to follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all under the same handle, @FSBJax. If you're looking for the YouTube channel itself, if you heard from a friend or you want to share it with somebody, you can always search Florida Sports Broadcasting or type in direct the URL, youtube.com/@FSBJax904. Save that link, send it to a friend.
Coming out with a couple of receivers here. Might see a little more throw.
Third down and 10. Moore takes a foot in the ground, and he's done that a couple of times tonight. He rushes for a first down.
Oh, you stick 4 wide receivers out there, then you hit them with the quarterback draw.
Classic. I'll say this about Orange Park. You know, they've been getting the crap beat out of him, but they've had a couple of wrinkles, and I'm like, okay, I like that.
Well, they're not saving anything for next week. They're really prepped in for this district game. They practiced all these plays with a new quarterback. They might as well see if they work now.
Under 8 minutes to go. Ball sits at the 20-yard line. Again, clock will not stop unless an official's timeout is taken, the water break, or a charge timeout. I think everybody's content at this point just to let the clock roll. Orange Park will get whatever reps in they can. Moore get a snap, flares it out. That is caught. Mills turns the corner, gets a first down. And that might set up first and goal right at the 10-yard line. It does, and Orange Park, a little bit of drive going here, something positive.
And in comes the starting defensive unit for Fleming Island. A whole line change of the we want to keep this shutout going.
I don't know if I like that or not.
Well, either way, the clock would have ran, so.
Whether or not they score, the clock's running, you got a huge lead. Pull your starters out, get your backups in, 2s and 3s are coming in, and now your 1s are in just because you want to keep a shutout. Oh, fumble.
And you might have kept it.
And I think you did. Let's see the signal here. No, they're going to mark him down. Managed to get the ball back, but that's Orange Park's luck tonight.
Oh, no, the quarterback's skimpy.
Moore is hurt.
He's going down.
That's not good.
I'm sure that coach is rather upset with the outcome of putting in the first-team defense.
That will stop the clock with 6:37 to go. And we will take this time to take a commercial break while we have a minute. Friday Night Lights on FSB in a 49-0 game. We'll be back after this message.
The United Soccer Alliance is a full-service soccer club for all ages. The United Soccer Alliance will train your child with professionally licensed coaches. And make sure you check out the United Sports Alliance's flag football program. For more information about soccer and the flag football program, go to UnitedSoccerAlliance.org.
First Baptist Church of Orange Park was founded in 1921. Suffice to say, much has changed in Orange Park, Clay County, and the world since then. Though much has changed in the world, our mission remains the same. We are a church intent on fulfilling that mission and are strategically engaged in our community through partnerships with local schools, sports teams, veterans organizations, and more. We are a family equipping church. We invite you to check us out at firstfam.org or join us in person at 1140 Kingsley Avenue, Orange Park, Florida.
Welcome back, Friday Night Lights on FSB. Quentin Moore jumps up to his feet, leaves under his own power. And I think we're seeing in front of us right now that he is being assisted. It looks like he may have rolled an ankle. He's walking under his own power, but he was rather gimpy.
Yeah, let's see what they have in for a third-string quarterback here. Looks like it might just be their starting running back. Or, no, we have number 25 in.
And that is Dylan Ruiz right now, who will essentially line up in a Wildcat. So they'll restart the clock here, and Ruiz now. And I don't think Moore is going to come back in. He's over at the training table right now. Ruiz takes it himself, finds a little hole to run through, pushes the pile, gets a couple of yards, brings up 3rd down and goal. We get down to about the 6, maybe the 7. So he'll bounce out here, get a play call. And Orange Park's going to call timeout. See if they get a chance to reset here. That timeout comes with 5:42 to go in the ballgame. So it's already been a tough situation tonight. Gabe Taylor not at quarterback tonight. Quentin Moore in relief. He's hurt now, so Dylan Ruiz is sort of taken over as a Wildcat quarterback of sorts. Head coach Marcus Wimbley trying to get his team together to put something on the board tonight positively.
And you got the ball in the short red zone here, so you should be able to have at least one opportunity to get a good score here. If you are, if you're looking at this from Orange Park's perspective, if you did throw the ball, they're not expecting it.
3rd down and 9 is where they'll call it.
This element of surprise would be pretty good if you just want to try a little pop pass.
I mean, at this point, the playbook's wide open. Just roll the dice.
Absolutely, why not?
You got nothing to lose. Final score in Middleburg. Clock runs out in their game. They finished off Hollis Christian 39-0. Ponte Vedra and Beachside still locked in the 3rd quarter. It's a 14-0 game. Ruiz, actually, no, that is not Ruiz, but he throws incomplete to the back of the end zone. Got laid out. He comes up a little ginger. Have that listed on the roster as number 18. We do not have a name attached to that. So they may be, deep here.
A JV-er they had to bring up for his moment in the Friday Night Lights.
4th down and goal here for Orange Park. And they're trying to run clock. Well, not really trying to run clock here.
They just reset that play clock, allow the young guy to get a little bit more time here.
I appreciate that decision for sure.
All right, 4th down here. Break your scoreless streak.
Move a Fleege across, fumbles the snap, and that's pretty much been Orange Park's night.
Definitely a tough one. Kid's probably pretty nervous. Not the worst snap in the world, but not the best one either. A little low, fast, and outside. It hits the ground. Quarterback tries to make a smart move and dive on it, but it's not a smart move if it's 4th down.
Under 4 minutes to go here on the running clock. Happy you joined us tonight. If you're still hanging out with us, we appreciate it. Again, our next scheduled game is First Coast at Clay. We will say that's a tentative scheduled game right now. We may change that, so we will keep you updated on social media when we figure out officially where we will be, but we are scheduled there. Following week, we will be at Fleming Island at the Rock for Ponte Vedra and Fleming Island. It's the first time those two teams will have met in some time. Gentry will come in at quarterback now, give Sebastian Broughton a breather for the last 3 minutes of the game. Get right back to the line of scrimmage, and nothing doing there. 2nd down and 10.
You got a number 20 in the slot here, Critch.
I know somebody up top there will be very excited to hear that. Gentry will run it himself. He's got some fleet feet. A couple of good blocks.
Yeah, look at Critch getting a block. Let's
Look
go.
at that. Not bad. 1st down.
Throw him the ball.
Give him a toss. Why not? I want to see his dad jump up and do a half gainer off this crow's nest up here. That will just make his night. He's lined up in the backfield right now. Actually, no, he's lined up at receiver, and then they're going to flip him. And Gentry, the future at Fleming Island. Sebastian Broughton's last year, so Gentry will get a year to start and call the team his own. They'll have a give, and big
Give
number
the fullback
44,
the ball.
Jaden Smith hanging onto the rock, bounces a little bit there. He's a big load.
Yeah, over 205 pounds, or 205 pounds at 5'8", stocky, low build guy. Senior player getting some well-deserved action here.
Got future fullback written all over him. Under 2 to go here, 1:38 and counting. Fleming Island got the backups in. Just get a couple of reps here to close it out. We'll bunch up the receivers on the right side there in trips. Get a snap, give it to the big man again. And he'll get about a yard. 12th grader getting his time on Friday Night Lights. Get a couple of highlights in.
You see a couple bodies coming back and forth. They're using some offensive linemen to play tight end, just making sure that everybody can get a snap or two and contribute here.
Final 50 seconds here. Imagine if Fleming Island gets a 1st down on this play. They'll just take a knee and call it. High snap. Put a foot in the ground. Going to be just short.
And we'll have 4th down here. I don't think it's too unsportsmanlike to go for this for the sake of ending the game.
Good scenario football here. Zion Wallmeyer was the carry on that play. First time we've called his name this season.
And actually, you can call that game.
Yep, they will. Play clock is 8 seconds or so ahead of the game clock. And, you know, last year's game was an overtime thriller. This year, Fleming Island takes it back 49-0. Not much you can say about this one, David.
Well, you know, any concluding notes here would be Fleming Island's back in their groove. They are ready to rock and roll. They came out of this thing ready to go from the first snap all the way to that last whistle. And, in fact, they even put the defense back in to put an exclamation mark of this was our game. This was our game by a lot.
Absolutely. Fleming Island will move up to 2-2 on the season. And 1-0, very important in the district. Fleming Island now takes that one game. Orange Park will fall to 1-3. They're 0-1 in district play. We'll keep our eyes on that beachside Ponte Vedra game, which is not over. And, of course, I'll have the scoreboard update for you on Instagram a little bit later this evening, give you a recap of the district and a look ahead to next week. For David Wells, camera operators Garrett and Aaron over to my left and right, Courtney Wallace on the production, and the boss man, Ray Canaveri. We wish you good night from Orange Park High School, and we'll see you next week on Friday Night Lights on FSB. So long, everyone.
Always a pleasure, BP. Always a pleasure.
Mr. Chubby's Wings are more than just wings. With a great food and beverage selection, Mr. Chubby's is the home of the original Fleming Island Happy Hour, Monday through Friday, 4 to 7 p.m. And you can catch all your favorite sporting events on the numerous TVs, including all Fleming Island football games on FSB. Before or after the game, Mr. Chubby's has you covered, and they're only 0.8 of a mile from the Fleming Island High School campus. You can order online at MrChubby'sWings.com or call 904-272-WINGS. And while you're at it, let Mr. Chubby's cater your next event. Call 904-272-WING. Having served Clay County for 18 years, Worldwide Automotive is bringing back the neighborhood repair facility with fair and honest pricing. It's why Worldwide Automotive's motto is car repair with care. Worldwide Automotive provides old-fashioned customer-centered service in an environment that is friendly and welcoming. Servicing domestic and European cars, Worldwide Automotive is offering $25 off to anyone who mentions this ad. And that's for any service. There's no need to go to the dealer for your 30, 60, 90, or 120-mile services. They offer same-day service and will handle your requirements for oil changes, belts, tire rotations, air conditioning, brake flushes, transmission services, and tune-ups. Come by and say hi to owners Joe and Valerie and see why they say their customers are family. Worldwide Automotive is located at 2490 County Road 220. For more information, go to worldwide-automotive.com. The United Soccer Alliance is a full-service soccer club for all ages. The United Soccer Alliance will train your child with professionally licensed coaches. And make sure you check out the United Sports Alliance's flag football program. For more information about soccer and the flag football program, go to unitedsocceralliance.org.
First Baptist Church of Orange Park was founded in 1921. Suffice to say, much has changed in Orange Park, Clay County, and the world since then. Though much has changed in the world, our mission remains the same. We are a church intent on fulfilling that mission and are strategically engaged in our community through partnerships with local schools, sports teams, veterans organizations, and more. We are a family equipping church. We invite you to check us out at firstfam.org or join us in person at 1140 Kingsley Avenue, Orange Park, Florida.
Florida Sports Broadcasting is your official home for high school sports in Clay County, covering schools throughout the district. FSB will provide live play-by-play sports with play-by-play announcers and graphics.
29 seconds on the clock.
Rolling.
Pistol formation, 4 wide receivers. Broughton gets the snap, steps.
Throw it again.
He's going to throw it again. He's got a receiver. That's going to be a penalty. Oh, they end up Fleming. Touchdown! It's a touchdown!
FSB will provide a fantastic opportunity for your business to market your goods or services to a specific demographic. For more information about how you can advertise your business during our broadcast, go to fsbjacks.com or social media at FSBJacks.